What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 24 of the IncntrolGaming podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ole, and joining me, as always, fellow co-host PK.
Hello.
And of course, we've got Michael to my left.
Back again, baby.
And we have Alan right behind the camera, serving as production.
Hi, Alan.
Yeah.
Hola.
So, if you didn't know, this is the IncntrolGaming podcast, your one-stop shop for all the latest gaming news, opinions, what's happening in the industry, coming from a bunch of chuckleheads like us. So, this is a bit of a different episode because it's predictions and expectations of 2020 that we're going to be focusing on, and just kind of having a general free-form discussion about what we think is going to happen in 2020. What we're looking forward to, just keeping it loose, just keeping it loose.
Yeah.
Everyone's allowed to bring things up. Alan can shout out some things from the back.
Your feet.
Yeah. So this is like I always say, the garbage truck on fire going down the hill. But hopefully, you guys will get something out of this. So 2020 is looking like a big year. I think maybe to start off with, we've experienced like a lot of delays at the start of January, right? Like a bunch of games have been delayed.
That's all of them.
So jumping through that, we had Final Fantasy VII Remake, which got delayed from March to April.
To April 10th.
Right?
That's okay.
Watch our news segment as well. We cover this as well and one new daily news segments that we're doing. So we had like I said, FF7 Remake. We had Cyberpunk delayed from April until September, which made everybody shed a tear. We had Dying Light 2 delayed as well, indefinitely. From spring.
What does that mean?
We're on fire.
Yeah,
that's what
I don't know
it
if you
means.
ever saw you probably did see the Dying Light 2 E3 demo, right?
No,
Last
of course,
year.
man.
I was like, that game does not look like it can run on PS4 and Xbox One, basically. You know what I mean? The things that they're doing in there seemed like, I mean, it was obviously a high-end PC, but I was like, oof. This looks like a PS5, Xbox Series X kind of game, So that was delayed. We also had, well, for me, I'm the only one who cares about this. Iron Man VR also got delayed by a month.
Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2, thank you very much.
Supposed
So
to be
that was
February.
last year, though, to be fair. February.
Cyberpunk.
It's now May. I said Cyberpunk.
What about that rubbish game by Crystal Dynamics?
Oh, yes, Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah. Avengers got delayed as well. They got to clean up Thor and Black Widow so they don't
What
look
is
like
that
stand-in porn
Who's
stars.
the elastic girl? What's her name again?
Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
Kamala
Oh, yeah.
Khan. Miss Marvel.
It is Miss Marvel,
Miss Marvel.
strangely.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
that game looks like they got one of the Lego games and then just didn't make it Lego.
yeah, that
that's-
kind of,
it's
yeah. The kind of like arena kind of thing. Yeah.
Iron Man flying was ridiculous.
I mean-
As Railroad does it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised to see that game has been delayed because Square Enix must be banking on that Marvel license to they're like, this has to hit big.
Yeah.
When they've seen what can be done when you take care of a license like Spider-Man. I mean, that game sold over 15 million, you know what I mean? And this is the goddamn Avengers, you know what I mean? So I'm not surprised to see them delayed, especially with a few of the criticisms the previews had in terms of gameplay and graphical issues as well. But
as a games as a service, right?
Oh, that too, yeah.
Game as a service. What exactly is going to happen when it comes to, say, customizing characters? Is it just you pick your Avenger and then you pull off that mission using that?
yeah,
specific
so
Avenger?
how it works is like there's the single player stuff
Yeah.
where you're unlocking abilities and gear and stuff, and then you can go into multiplayer arenas with other players, but I believe it's only one person can be each Avenger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where your cosmetics and stuff will
Come into
count,
play.
which you're unlocking through the single player. But obviously they're gonna have cosmetic microtransactions.
This
I
is
mean,
a
that's-
bad idea. This is a bad game.
Yeah.
Shame
It's a
on
bad-
you.
yeah, it's a
You
bad
had
idea.
time and this is what you've done. You don't deserve anything.
How are we feeling about the Cyberpunk delay? Because I want to bring this up because just this past week, there's been the rumor that the game has been primarily delayed because of console performance, specifically base original Xbox One. But
Why is that coming out in that even?
it's coming from, what do you mean?
Like I don't know why people are still trying to play that thing.
Oh, yeah. No, that's. I mean, if you're playing on Xbox One in 2019, I feel sorry for you. You know what I mean? But that was the rumor that came up from a very reputable source in Poland. It's a guy who deals with indie devs. He does documentaries and stuff, but he's quite plugged into the Polish game industry.
I think that's a lie.
Yeah, well, CDPR, the head of the studio, came out, I think it was only yesterday or the day before, and he said, no, it's not, because he basically said, of course, the game is unoptimized on PS4, Xbox, and PC, which is exactly the reason why we delayed the game, because the game is unoptimized. It runs like shit.
Because imagine delaying, imagine all the money, all the investors, and you're not going to release a game because it didn't play well on one of the worst, like, spec-wise console.
Yeah,
that doesn't
but
make sense.
I would imagine the situation is that the game is not running great across everything, but it's probably extra bad on Xbox. But the point is, the game is running bad on everything and needs work, right?
I think the game is just running bad.
I think the game is running badly.
I don't mind delays. I mean, delays are good, essentially,
course,
because for the gamers, because we're gonna receive a complete product. But obviously, for the investors, you're looking at a time lapse, a huge time lapse.
I agree with delays being good sometimes, but this game in particular, something's up. Because my alarm's going off.
You're feeling a bit worried, right?
Yeah, something's wrong.
You know what? Okay, so because we've been on incessant hype, all of us, for this game, right? It's not even like a Death Stranding situation where you were cautious and I was hyped. It's like we're all hyped, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm with you. Like, the delay is long. It's an extra 5 months. A, B, the amount of systems that are in that game. I'm like, can current gen genuinely handle this? C, I don't think the shooting has ever looked good. I mean, I even brought this up last year, right? I'm like, I don't think this shooting has ever looked like great. People had problems with The Witcher 3 sword combat. I didn't. I found the sword combat perfectly fine.
That combat was fine.
If not great. But with Cyberpunk, I'm like, the shooting has never looked snappy. It's never looked like it gives good feedback. Of course, none of us have held a controller in our hands. You know, we're just spitballing. You know,
and the visual downgrade as well.
The visual downgrade I'm expecting. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
From the first, like, there was
the E3 20
the gameplay one.
Yes.
And then there's the one they showed after.
The 12 minutes.
Yeah. I saw a downgrade.
Yeah, but I don't think
No. But you see, the thing for me when I see things like that already, I'm saying these owns, like, you see, for me, I don't like these companies, like I said, that just, I don't like what these guys are starting to become, okay? These guys are becoming like the woke people in gaming culture now. Like, everything they want to be like, oh yeah, we did this. Shut up and make games, bruh. Like, this game, even the way they had the trailers talking about it, there was over serious. Bear in mind, this is this and this, and now we're doing
I didn't like that.
And now we're doing this and this. I'm like, bruh, we are going to play your game. I saw the trailer in 2011. I'm going to play your game. Calm down.
Calm down. You don't need to prove to us. We believe in you.
We believe in you. Just make a good game, because you're not talking too much and delay it by 5 months to optimize it, bruh. Ain't no way.
I think this game. You know what? Okay, here's an interesting question. Who here, considering it comes out September 17th, who here is gonna wait for a PS5/Xbox Series X version? Keep in mind that it may be just BC on next gen, in terms of there's no upgrades. In terms of CDPR may want to make a specific Cyberpunk version for the next gen, sort of like GTA 5. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, GTA 5 has its specific version which has massive upgrades for PS4 and Xbox One, right?
True.
So, and they, knowing CDPR, the kind of studio they are, they're not just gonna say, we'll patch it to make the frame rate lock. They're gonna be like, no, we're gonna do a proper version where there's more NPCs. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So
because they've seen how much they're losing now.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. The downgrades look very heavy now.
So who here is willing to wait to play it on like next gen? Or who's going from PS4 or Xbox, or if you're on PC? If you're on PC, then it doesn't matter, right? So but us console guys, maybe that's us three. Maybe Alan might be on PC.
Like this is the thing. As much as I'm for PC, at the end of the day, it is the more expensive option. So you expect the best version of the game,
of course,
regardless. But going with your question, I don't know if you guys have seen that they're saying that both the Xbox and PlayStation 5 will be backwards compatible.
That's what I'm saying,
And going off of what Michael and I were having a conversation the other day, this delay in particular Like something like Final Fantasy, a 1 month thing, that's clearly just polishing.
Yeah.
That's fixing stuff. That's
This
all.
level of delay, and mind you, this time last year, CD Projekt Red were making a point of saying the game is done. The game is finished.
Oh yeah,
are
they have
polishing
said that.
now. That's all
They've
they
said
do.
that for months,
You see.
actually. Yeah.
So to say that we're going to have polishing for more than a year seems suspect. What I feel is they are delaying it deliberately for this sort of thing of both PS4 and Xbox One X transitioning into PS5 and Xbox Series X. And bearing in mind that they're backwards compatible, I wouldn't honestly be surprised, and this is now going into even console talk, if you have the game, it can run on your PlayStation 4, you buy your PlayStation 5, you use that exact same CD, and you're basically just downloading extra assets that are meant to be for PlayStation 5. Which would be the same as if you bought the PlayStation 5 version of that game one time
Yes.
straight.
Now, are they kind enough to leave money off the table?
That's
Because
that's
they might say, guys, you can play the PS4 version on your PS5 at PS4 Pro or Xbox X settings, but we are making a specific next gen version
Now
That's
there, I
definitely
think
gonna
it
that
depends
we are
on
selling
the
again.
studio.
Yeah.
If we're talking, can that happen in general? Completely.
They did that with Witcher with the Witcher Enhanced, right? It was free for PC guys.
Yeah.
If you bought the OG game, then
Exactly.
they did the enhanced version. It's like, oh yeah, you get
Yeah.
that. Which is what most people think they will do now. But like,
So now it's a question of whether they will or they won't.
You know,
Is that a
you know,
valid
I
concern?
think I really like your trailer for because it's a very good thing to think about. But I'm also just going to pose that, guys, these consoles might come out towards the end of the year. November, December. That's when these things might come out. So releasing a game in September is still not hitting.
You know what the thing is? I've noticed that they've put a lot of people off buying day one with this delay because it's so close to next gen consoles. A lot of people have just said, well, I'm not buying it day one. But mind you, I think I'm buying it day one because I do not think I can. I don't know if I can wait 2
They're playing
months.
with my time to move the game this far.
Well, can you
dodge?
dodge spoilers? Can you dodge spoilers all that time? Like,
Yeah, man, I do.
I don't know. For me, I think I will play it on PS4. My hope is I can carry my save file directly into, because what I'll do is play extremely slow, so that maybe I'm like, you know what I mean. So that when by the time PS5 comes out, I'll probably have like 30. You know,
Like
that game's 100.
like
150
fast travel.
hours.
Nope,
So
I'm
I'll
gonna
have,
walk there.
yeah, I'm gonna have 30 hours in that game, and I just want
You're
to.
gonna do this and this.
You know what I think? I think that when it comes out in September and you buy a PS5, you're gonna have to suck it up and buy the PS5 version.
Again.
That's why, for me, it's just a bad idea. I think it made sense because when I saw these games come out in April, I'm like, okay, you know, we're gonna buy these games, we're gonna play these games.
I've taken time off. I've taken a week off in April for Cyberpunk.
And then now, when the games come out, because they're coming out like December, November, right?
November.
I'm saying like this.
Holidays.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like, you're not gonna want to just get that thing. And not everyone's gonna get that thing there and then.
Yeah.
It's a new gen.
Yeah.
So people are now slowly upgrading. So I'm not trying to be like, okay, buy Cyberpunk in September, then know that in 2 months or 3 months they might be a
The
better
PS5
version.
yeah.
I'll just get PC version then, because
At that point,
because
you
end
might
of
as
the
well
day,
get the PC.
end of the day, I feel there's something like I said earlier, there's more to what's going on because it doesn't sound like a clever move anyway. I can't see how you can delay a game that far and it's a good financial.
But if the game is on fire, right? If they released it in April and it was a broken piece of crap, quests bugged,
That's what I'm saying.
NPCs
There's something wrong with
haven't they made the better decision than to delay it? Because
No.
you're saying bad business decision.
No. What I'm saying is I believe there's something wrong with the game.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
there's
yeah.
no financial tax to
Okay.
say let's move it far because I don't see how moving it far is better financially.
Something's wrong.
Unless there's something wrong with the game. And I believe there's something wrong with the game. Because you move it all the way to September, like you're now
far.
think of all the other games that are gonna come out we don't even know about right now. You know?
Last of Us, Ghosts, Marvel's
You're
Avengers,
now going to that space
Even
where
Ghost is close to the time of
Ghost is
PS5.
spring, yeah. Ghost
Yeah.
is spring.
So now you're
summer.
So now you're like, okay, let all these other games come out, yeah? And then we have to keep hype around our game. And then when our game comes out, there's that awkward elephant in the room that, is this gonna run best now?
Yeah.
People, so I just think they've only moved this thing because something is wrong.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably it. Would anyone want to say anything else about any of the other delays? It sucks that Iron Man PSVR is delayed.
They should just
I'm really
cancel
looking
the
forward to
Marvel
that.
game. They should cancel Marvel. They should cancel Thanos. They should cancel Avengers. Like this cinematic universe thing is ruining The depth
I really am not interested in that Marvel game. It's bizarre.
No, it's
I just have no interest in that gas.
Ironically, though, I was interested in the first trailer. The broken shield, the hammer on the floor. I'm like, okay, what is it going to be?
Oh yeah.
And the moment we have, okay, this is the game. Interest went right down to zero.
Yeah.
I think there could have been a better formula for the Avengers with all the resources and the license that they got. For you to go directly to online only selection of the hero, it seems it's the same gravitational pull of microtransactions and wanting people to consistently play your game and will continue to add content. Look, guys, there is nothing wrong with a single player fantastic story. There is absolutely nothing wrong.
You heathen! I need my microtransactions.
Everyone in the boardroom just like, what are you talking about?
I need my hub world where I can show off skins.
Yeah, where we can all sit down and go to the shop.
And they'll go to the shop.
Yeah, go to the shop.
But can I just say on that note, we really need to praise Respawn. Like, they went against the grain. Like, making the Star Wars game was a risk because EA do not like single player games, and for them to say one game only, we're not trying to make any special online or
No DLC,
and it's done so well.
Yeah, it sold well. Yeah.
You know,
we need this again because imagine if they did this with Avengers. Said, look, let's have a
single
player.
like you're saying, like Star Wars, like Spidey, like just yeah, it's not.
You know what I
hard.
think?
By the way, rumors of remaking Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it's being made by it's not being made by BioWare.
that's good.
yeah, that's good. BioWare is.
I bring that up as a positive. I bring it up as a positive. Like it's not BioWare.
Everyone at BioWare is just like, guys, we're in a bad place.
Yeah,
we're in a bad place.
Fantastic.
And you know what? I think that what they did with Star Wars is it's the easier option. Why are you going for something more? You're going for something a lot more difficult. Why? Look, it's always the easier option to make a 30-hour campaign with in-depth story and good cinematics. It's soul food. You're giving people what they want.
Right.
You're giving people lightsaber battles.
It's bloody Star Wars,
Yes,
man.
exactly.
Like, that's what people
Why
want,
are you
yeah.
trying to think further than where we are in the gaming? Everybody knows that this games as a service thing is it's not liked right now. Things might change a few years down the line, but right now it's not great.
Not great.
It's not great. Yeah, just Avengers,
yeah.
all the best stuff.
Well, we'll see. For all we know, it's on our Game of the Year 2020. So
Yeah, it could be voted as Game of the Year.
all right, so I thought I'd run through as well maybe some 2020 the games that are releasing this year, and if maybe anyone wants to just say something about a few of these games,
Let's go.
yeah, then we can. All right, so we have this is in release order.
Yes.
Okay, from January. So we have Moons of Madness, which is an indie space sci-fi horror game, which I'm actually quite looking forward to. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered, coming to PS4 and Switch. The Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC.
Did that come out today or yesterday?
I think it was yesterday, actually, yeah. This is for PC VR, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Journey to the Savage Planet. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire.
On what?
That will be on PS4 and Xbox.
Nice.
Warcraft 3 Reforged for PC. After that, we have Life is Strange 2 Collector's Edition.
I cannot. You know, that's literally Dota. Like, it's just gonna be too weird.
Dota is literally
Be
Warcraft.
addicted.
Yes.
Oh, on Valentine's Day, there's Dreams, which I'm really looking forward
finally.
to.
Oh, it's been
Dreams.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
97 years.
Yeah. I mean, remember PS4 being first revealed and they had the tech demo for Dreams?
You guys,
If I give you my prediction for biggest flop of the year,
I mean, Dreams is not Dreams. Let me tell you my quick prediction. Dreams is going to have an insanely high Metacritic, but it's not going to sell.
exactly.
You know,
Dreams is going to be like a 90, 92. But it's not going to sell. But I'm looking forward to that.
Can we agree to call Sony out a bit on some of these things? Like, think about when we first saw this game.
Dreams, yeah. To be fair, it's been a long time, and it's been in early.
It's a dream.
The good thing is they put it in early access last year, and it allowed the community to become very comfortable with the tools, so that when the game fully comes out, because I was in a Dreams wormhole a few days ago in terms of watching videos, like the things that people are making
I was
now
gonna say
is
that.
absolutely insane.
If you are a
It is
creative
crazy,
mind,
yeah.
if you are a creative
It's
mind,
crazy.
the things that are gonna come out of
that,
dreams
yeah.
are gonna blow your mind.
But now, like for me, even like what you guys said, how do these studios make money besides being backed by
Dreams
Sony?
Dreams release their profit and loss accounts every year. They've been making money. They've been in the
How?
black because of Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet has been making money from sales and from DLC.
No,
and
I'm
from
talking
costume
about
packs
the
and all
game.
that
Like
shit.
if you look at the game as a project, right?
Oh yeah.
It's been in development from like 2000.
But that's why you have a sugar daddy like that's why you have a publisher like over you who can fund.
I know, and that's what I'm
And
saying.
you don't have to worry if you're independent. If Media Molecule is independent, they would be fucked. Because where is the money going to be fully coming in from? That's why you have. That's why you have. As a studio, as a publisher like Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo, you fund stuff that isn't going to make you money directly
But
on
it's
the
also,
software.
it's also, I think if I have to just say like less of that, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, they should never have announced it that early.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Okay, so moving on from there, we have Bayonetta and Vanquish 10th anniversary coming to PS4
Oh.
and Xbox.
That
I just finished Bayonetta 1 and 2 on Switch.
That doesn't sound so exciting.
No, well, Bayonetta's awesome though. After that, we have Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection. We're gonna have One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. Then we have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. And we have Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Lit.
Yeah, that's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah,
really
that
dope.
looks
And
good.
then we have Neo 2.
Neo 2's when?
Neo 2 is 13th of March.
I think it's a. Oh my goodness, they even did that again.
What do you mean?
So the thing is, these Souls games, like From always release March, always. Neo isn't From Software,
No,
but
it's
it's literally a Dark
Koei
Souls.
Tech, it's
like,
Koei Tech.
yeah.
So I think that's a bit weird that it's literally because there's no Dark Souls. Are like
Need
let's
something
just-
to fill the gap, man.
But I
Yeah.
think they're oversaturating it now
Yeah.
because
But,
Sekiro and Neo, like it's like what's the difference now?
You know, I enjoyed the first Neo, but the story was all over the place. And,
Neo has a really passionate fan base though. There are people who absolutely love that game. You know, some
I
people
love the
love it
combat
more
was
than
really
Freddy.
good though. Oh, really good.
So and then we have MLB The Show, and then we have Animal Crossing New Horizons.
I want to look into that.
Same day as that is a potential GOTY as well, Doom Eternal. Super hyped.
Oh.
Super hyped. The couple of press previews, I don't know if you guys looked into the footage that
watched
came
it,
out
yeah.
last week.
watched
It looks amazing.
I
Like
didn't
I even need
they
to watch
have
much of Doom.
they
I'm
have
just
layered
gonna, like,
on so many gameplay systems in terms of the enemy design. So like now you can't just super shotgun your way through the entire game. If you try come up to the Mancubus up close, right? Doom 2016, shotgun to the chest to a Mancubus, game over, right?
Yep.
Now you come up to the Mancubus with your super shotgun, he's gonna do an AoE attack, boom, he'll slam you back. You push back and then he uses the cannons on his hand. So you can't just come in close. They've got the weapon degradation on enemies. So enemies now have weak spots. So like the arachnid, the brain arachnid thing with the scorpion claw on his back, you have to like take that off first before. I mean, you can still shoot ballistic rockets into its face or whatever, but to make it easier for yourself, you have to go for the scorpion tail on the back, shoot a sticky grenade into it, blows
Well, imagine
off.
someone else started watching right now.
Yeah.
You get the scorpion until you jump off the back. and
Yeah.
then go.
Yeah.
Sounds absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm super hyped for Doom Eternal.
Very excited for that.
Yeah, same day as that is Doom 64 as well.
Okay.
And then Persona 5 Royale on the 31st. If you want to spend another 120 hours in Tokyo.
Like Persona,
Wait,
just
wait.
one run through is
Oh yeah,
is a lot.
Yeah.
is that the game itself?
I was-
It's a
I wanted
game,
to
but
ask,
like
yeah.
it's like okay, so Persona 5 Royale is the same game, but they've added a new semester. It's sort of like a Persona 4 Golden situation.
So this is
a
what you
whole
get
new
at the end of the
semester,
game, basically.
yeah, and a whole new character as well, and she's also
It
part of
sounded
the
like
party
a
member.
battling game when they
No,
said-
sorry, yeah, it's Persona 5, but new semester. It's like Golden.
Or
Essentially.
it's not dancing this time around.
No.
No.
It's
No.
Persona 5, but it's now instead of 120 hours.
What
it's probably
platforms did it on?
Even though I still want to
only
dance the
PS4.
Persona music.
They really need to
Ooh,
put it
that
on
music.
something else, man.
Exactly.
Talk to
I
Atlas.
want that.
Talk to Atlas.
Switch would be good, man.
You get. I think Atlas don't give a fuck. They're only putting those other smaller personas on Switch, man. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake after that on
Okay, yeah. So
the 10th of
let's
April.
slow down now.
Okay.
Let's slow this down.
I think the next 2, the next 4 we might slow down, but yeah, go on.
Okay, yeah, so thinking about how, well, now that we've waited so many years for this game to finally be
It's been
released.
84 years, GIF.
Yeah.
15 if you count.
I think that Final Fantasy VII is going to be a good game, but one concern that I do have is whether or not I'm going to feel super connected to Midgar. That's my only concern. Apart from that, I think that there is going to be a huge wave of nostalgia. The good music, because what's his name? Uematsu. Uematsu is doing the same music, and it's going to be the same characters, and it's going to bring that great rush of adrenaline, especially in every battle, and the rock music and the boss fights. Everything is going to come flooding in, and you're going to enjoy it. But I just hope that Square Enix take on a path where they know what the gamers want, and they're gonna give us a world that we can actually explore and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Because as much as I did enjoy 15, it did seem dead a lot of the time, especially in the open world that they gave us. All I'm saying is that based on what they did in the past few titles, it does still bring a little level of concern, and I don't want to simply ride on the wave of nostalgia. I think that this game should be done properly, executed well, and just give us a world that we'll enjoy.
And I think, I just thought about it when you said that, I think one of the things that FF has never really been so good at, I mean apart from 1, and I think they shouldn't do is open world. Like they have not really been good at that.
They haven't.
FF12 I think is the best case of trying to be like, you know, but that's still kind of zones, and I think that's what works best for them when you like the overworld, I mean the world map thingy, rather than like 15 where it's like let's go open world and we don't know how to do this, so we won't populate this. If that's how 7 is, bro, whoa.
But mind you, so first of all, this is pretty much mid-cut. So what level of open world it will be in terms of zones or sectors you go to, back and forth, quests and so on, has yet to be seen. But in expectation for the next version, I think it depends, because 15 I didn't have a problem with literally like the layout of the land.
Me too.
The monsters appear. I didn't have a problem with that. But you literally go out and there's nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
Even by the time you get to that cafe, you're literally only talking to the bartender to get a quest.
Yeah.
You've got maybe
a hunting mission. Or
And in that city, right? In the first city, not the massive one, the first one. The second city I really didn't like that.
The sea city, there's
sea,
nothing going on there.
Yeah.
The city on the hill, that's just to see people sweating for no reason. You go to your city, everybody's just dead. So I mean, you
want
literally nothing was going on.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna create the same kind of like scope and size and enemy encounters and so on, I don't think that's necessarily a problem. It's, are you actually going to interact with the world?
Yeah.
Are you going to learn what Shinra is doing here? What the effects of the war were there? What these coal miners over here, why do you not have a home anymore and so on? Like, it's about the world building.
Yeah.
That's where the original really shone. And going off of PK's point, I think, like myself included, and it's going to be very, very hard, I have to separate Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, you have to separate it.
They have to be separated, because they are not going, even like story-wise, it's what 7 is known for. They're going to deviate. I saw a screenshot on their website, and without going, explaining what it is, I can already see references to Crisis Core, which already now tells me that we're going to have influences of that game, which means that's going to affect the tempo, the enemies you encounter, the people, the lore, and so on. So it's going to be different. That's just going to be a fact.
That game's gonna be fun because you at InCntrl we have the purists, which is you guys, and then you have the guy like me who has never played FF7 and has absolutely zero nostalgia for Buster Swords or Cloud's fucking hair.
You see, that's why it needs to be fun.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna be interesting to see the reception on
I think
both
fighting
sides.
looks
incredible. I love the fighting system. It's so good. Yeah.
Honestly, if you asked me 5 years ago what you wanted to look like, and I told you my description, this beats my description. Like, it looks brilliant. But
For me, I'm really hyped for it.
Yeah. It's been a weird roller coaster for me, because they do things that piss me off, and I'm like, to hell with this game. Then I see a trailer, or I see a gameplay, and I'm like, you know what? How much is that deluxe edition with the toy?
One thing I noticed is that there are a lot of tight spaces where you're fighting. It's going to be interesting how those battles work out. Because since you're in the city of Midgard, it's not going to be open fields where you can run around. I mean, the first fight against the Scorpion had like a huge arena kind of thing where you could run around and
that rat thing.
But
no, that thing in the sewer.
That's a rat.
What's that thing?
Oh, those things in the sewers.
No, that thing with the long tongue after you get dropped by it's not a name. It's like a behemoth almost.
It's a rat.
It's standing on two legs. It's got two bull's horns coming out the side.
Okay.
It's a rat.
Can I search this thing? What is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll look for it. Well, the next game after
Rat
that.
Sewer FF7.
It's a rat.
A rat.
Sewer FF7.
Yeah, that's the most basic search.
I should find something.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
That is not a rat.
That's a rat.
This is the old game. It's a rat, dude. If you see the new one, it's even standing on 2 feet. This thing's a rat.
It was standing on 2 feet.
Just because you add extra things to a rat doesn't
with the handcuffs and everything.
It's
Which,
a rat.
by the way,
It's a rat with extra steps.
Okay, I see it here. Okay. Hopefully we can have two side by sides.
Oh, Tifa does look good.
Alright, that's enough FF7. So, okay, the next one, this is Alan. Alan, you're gonna like this one. Resident Evil 3 releases on April 3rd. Excited for that?
all I know is my birthday month, I'm broke. You know, unless you guys want to contribute or something. Because, funny story, I never played Resident Evil 3. I had given up video games for Lent that year. Okay. So I had to sit back and watch Michael play Nemesis bust through the window and everything.
Terrible decision.
So this game for me means a lot because
it's your first time playing it, basically?
It basically is the first time I'm going to press anything with regards to the game. But the visuals look absolutely stellar. The gameplay from 2 is just brilliant. So whatever they're going to bring from that into this game is going to be amazing. I honestly cannot wait. I've been dying for this game. Stars all the way.
Amazing. It's gonna be amazing, especially like if you guys don't know, like the difference between 2 and 3. Because I finished 3, I didn't really get to finish 2 because I was really young. I was too young anyway. But the difference is with 3 is more action.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not as scary as 2.
Survivally as
yeah,
well.
there's way more action.
Ammo? More ammo?
Bro, because he's packing heat, bro. So you need to roll with some stuff.
Who are you playing as in 3? Leon?
No, Jill Valentine. So you have like AKs, you've got submachine guns, and that's also you play as another character. You switch between characters.
Which you've seen elements from in the trailer.
So for you guys who are really scared of 2, 3 is going to be way more action.
Okay, that's
there's still the fear because the way you left because of Mr. X, Nemesis Mr. X.
Yeah, isn't he fully in 3 stalking you?
No. So the way the way he works is that he's not just stalking you. He's hunting other people. So there'll be times where you will not come across him, and then the times where he will come back. But the thing is, like, he has more weapons and tools to deal with you. So he's got like.
Did Nemesis have a chain? Did he have a gun? Or he was
he
just
had a bazooka.
So
he can pull you in with his tentacles.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, it's gonna be really fun.
I mean, just that introduction to him was incredible.
And I remember when you were playing the OG game, like you'll be doing stuff and you're like, okay, I finally fixed this. It's nice and peaceful. I've done this. Then you just hear someone saying stars, and you know, dude, this guy is coming.
Which, by the way, there is a little demo of Resident Evil 2, where if you go into a certain section, you will hear Nemesis saying stars. So
yes.
That was before the trailer came out telling you that it is coming out. I think like literally 2 or 3 days before.
That's crazy.
Like it's one of those, we all know it was coming out. We all knew it was going to come out, but just that little confirmation was beautiful.
I'm never playing that game. And then we have Predator Hunting Grounds, the multiplayer Predator game coming to PS4 and PC. Then we have Trials of Mana coming to Switch. We have Gears Tactics, which is PC specific. I don't think it's coming to Xbox, is it?
It should be.
Is it? Okay.
Everything.
The list I'm looking at, Last of Us 2 says PC and Switch, so this list might be wrong.
But
PC.
That also brings a good point. I've seen a lot of games that are going to be on PC now.
Yeah, exactly. Like Horizon is coming to PC
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Then Marvel's Iron Man VR. Yay! It's coming out on the 15th of May. Last of Us 2 coming on the 29th of May. Listed here for PC and Switch.
It might be, man. It might be, bro.
I would love to see The Last of Us 2 run on a Switch. Switch would fucking combust, bro.
Listen, if they've got The Witcher 3,
Absolutely
you can
not.
never say anything.
Well, I guess.
Remember the downgrades, huh?
But the downgrade for Witcher 3 on Switch is absolutely horrific. I mean, it's an ugly looking game,
But,
man.
I mean, it runs.
It runs, but why would you want to play that version unless you had no choice?
I'm
right?
on the go, man. I'm gonna play as Ellie on the go.
And I don't know how you can spend like 8 hours on your Switch just going through side quests.
Listen, there's this one. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have the summer drought where nothing's coming out in June and July, and then and August, nothing's listed here for August. But anyway, we have Marvel's Avengers on the 4th of September. We spoke about that. We got Cyberpunk on the 17th, which is my birthday month, so that will be. That's what 17th of September. My birthday's on the 23rd. So
23rd, also
September. Libra. I start the Libra.
Oh yeah,
I bring balance.
By the
to
way,
this
guys,
podcast.
if you want to get me like just a package that I won't open, but I just keep collectors. Okay, Final Fantasy VII's coming out on the 10th of April. My birthday's the 20th. Just throwing that out there. I wouldn't mind the toy.
No problem. I got you as long as you got me the Cyberpunk Collector's Edition. Then we can work something out.
We can balance.
And then from this point on, nothing really has a release date. So I'm just gonna say these names. So we got Dying Light 2. We got Minecraft Dungeons. We've got Fantasy. We got Fantasy.
There's no date
Star
on that.
On Minecraft
No date
Dungeons,
yet.
no date.
That'll
We
be
have
late. That I'm getting.
Fantasy Star Online 2. We have Halo Infinite, obviously, which doesn't have a date. So we also have Ghost of Tsushima. We don't have a release date for that. Babylon's Fall. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Looks mildly interesting action game from Square Enix. Looks like Devil May Cry a little bit. Elder Scrolls Blades coming to Switch. There's a cool little indie game called Carry On, which I'm excited about. It's about being a monster, like you are the monster in Outbreak.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like
pixel art.
Yeah, pixel art and stuff. That looks really dope. Crossfire X, which is a Remedy game exclusive to Xbox, coming out. After that, we've got Skull and Bones, still nowhere to be found. I think that's about it. Lego Star Wars.
Why are you skipping the best game, the best indie game of 2020?
I don't know.
Hollow Knight Part 2.
Hollow Knight.
I have
You guys
you
get
guys
to
forgot.
experience this.
Okay,
shit.
Hollow Knight Part 2 as well. What?
Didn't have Diablo.
Oh,
4?
Yep.
oh,
Oh, okay. It's not on this list. That
oh.
Is that meant to come out this year?
That's why I'm asking, man. Diablo 4, Path of
No,
Exile.
But I think it's because they've never even given it a release year, right? So that's why.
Okay, what about the other one? What's that game? Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah, Baldur's
Oh,
Gate. Do we know again? Did they ever say a year?
Man, we're just looking forward to this.
I think you're just
So
picking
I
games
know.
now from your head.
No, but I'm just saying, like, look at
Will it
it.
come
I
out
don't know
this
why
year?
they're not even.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they ever gave a
Baldur's Gate
release
3. Let's just see.
year. You know what I mean?
Because I remember, like, I was watching something we were talking about Q&As and what.
Yeah, Baldur's
This
only
game is coming this
early
year, bro.
2021.
I don't know. Okay, maybe you are right. I'll check their website. All right. Anyway, well, I'll look it up while we move on to the next, because I don't think unless there's any other game you guys want to bring up.
Yo, Baldur's Gate, bro. That's gonna be lit. So.
I'm looking at the wiki. There's
Baldur's
nothing.
Sign.
There's nothing about a release date, guys.
Yeah, it might not come out.
There's no release date.
So even Diablo, there's no.
Diablo, there's no release date. All right.
What about
I got one more.
There must be one more game we're missing out on here.
I'm sure there's something. Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah,
Whatever we missed, we probably have.
Obviously,
one
the
or two stuff.
FIFAs, the Pro Evos.
Yeah, I mean those are standard.
Oh, yeah, I'm really
you
looking
guys
forward to
all
FIFA.
know you're gonna play FIFA. Jesus.
What?
Alright.
You're alienating your audience.
Oh, sorry. Everyone here knows I don't care about FIFA, man. God. I'm interested to see FIFA on new consoles, though. Let's see if.
Nah, it's always
Yeah.
ugly.
It's the same thing.
It's the same shit. That's why I don't care. Whatever.
They add more shadows,
cool.
though.
I'm cool playing Pro Evo 17, man, for the next 2
Yeah.
years. I don't care. Okay, let's maybe talk a little bit about consoles and graphics cards. So we know this year we're getting PS5 holiday We're getting Xbox Series X holiday.
Uh-huh.
We're getting some cards this year. What cards?
Yeah. You know, this is the thing I like about what's happened in this podcast. You know, when it first started, it was like Alan and I are like the PC guys talking about PC related stuff, right? And kept telling you, yo, listen, PC gaming, ABC, you know? And you guys are more on the console thing. But have you seen how much more you guys now know about PC related stuff because of how consoles have gravitated?
Yeah.
Like the graphics. Remember, like ray tracing, we're like, yo, ray tracing, and it's like, it sounds like it's far off, but like,
Here it is.
the console and PC gaming is more connected.
Intertwined now. And
Yeah.
the thing is, now, like I was saying to Alan off camera, like the fact that these consoles are gonna have ray tracing only benefits PC players.
Exactly.
Because developers don't really care about making specific RTX features for a few guys with high-end graphic cards. There's a couple fucking, 100 of you nerds who want that shit. But now that it's, on console, available to a way bigger market, that tech is only going to feed into PC, right? So everybody, the rising tide.
But I mean, even when you look at the tech itself, you can understand why people love it. Like, I mean, you're taking games like it's like a whole different.
I really like the RTX stuff, like in Control, especially because Control has so many shiny surfaces, so much glass.
Have you seen Minecraft?
Yes,
Have you seen
Minecraft.
Is that the same game?
No. It looks. I mean, it's the same game, but it's like really cool. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
it's dope. Yeah,
I'm really happy because I think we had a conversation a few months ago where I remember saying to you, Oli, I was like, 1080, 60 FPS has to be the minimum now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
definitely.
bruh,
where we're going now, we're gonna get 4K 30.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about
60 FPS.
No, I'm saying 1080.
Okay.
60 should be the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever play a game at 30 FPS 1080.
No.
I'm like, guys.
But what I'm saying is, I think I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, on PS5 and Xbox X, we will have 30 FPS games.
At 1080?
No, at 4K.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
1080.
Oh, you're saying if it's 1080.
I'm saying
1080.
Okay. The minimum should
Okay.
be 60 FPS.
Okay, fair.
Like
fair,
this
fair.
gen, you're still seeing some games running at 30. I'm like, guy, that is so old. There's no excuse for a 1080 game to run at 30 FPS. That's done. It's 4K, bro. 4K is 4K. But 1080 minimum.
All right.
60 FPS.
So in terms of hardware, I thought maybe we could do something like where we all say what we think based on. I'm sure we've all seen like the fake leaks and stuff for these consoles.
Yeah.
There's been like there's a new leak every day, right?
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we could do pricing. The price is right, right? Where we say PS5, Xbox Series X, and we each guess what we think their price will be. I'll start off.
The price.
Just the price. So I'll start us off. I think PS4 will be.
PS5.
I'm still stuck saying PS4, man. I think PS5 will be 500 and Xbox Series X will be 500.
Remember what you said about a 500 console a year ago?
It's suicidal.
Yeah, it is.
not suicidal
It's
anymore.
not. Yeah. Well, no,
It's not suicidal.
it's not. But
bro.
I think though. But why I'm saying it now is because of like it seems like they're both gonna be pretty powerful. So I think they'll both be 500.
500 is fine, bro.
But that's without a game.
Bro, you have
That's
to look
with
at
ray
the
tracing.
economy, my
I think,
G.
yeah, I think.
I mean, I would pay it. I mean, I've been saving for I've already saved for PS5. I
Because
already
look
have
at the
my-
hardware you had on a PS4 at $400.
400, yeah.
Compare the hardware at a PS5.
$500 is a
$100 difference.
It's fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, it feels like you're winning more
That's
than
what I was
anything.
telling you
Yeah.
last year. I was talking about the One X, bro.
So I think they'll both be 500. If I had to take an alternate guess, I would say PS4 4, Xbox X5. As an
If they
alternative
go at
guess.
4, then they've really either taken a
The
bullet
hit or it's
or
weaker.
it's
Weaker. Yeah.
I think that's a very good guess, but you have to make one guess. 'Cause now you've made.
Yeah. No. Sorry. Yeah. I cheated. I'm sorry.
So what's your guess?
My final guess is. 4-4. 4-5. PS5 4, Xbox X5.
Okay.
Because I think the Xbox will be more powerful, especially maybe on the GPU side, especially. I think it will be 4 and 5. Sorry.
So for me, I'm basing this off of the fact that Microsoft are really trying to unify everything. So they're looking at like the One S as the lower base model, the One X mid range, and then the Series X. Or they might have a new series.
But remember, there's Lockhart.
No, that's what I'm saying. So they could have like.
So then, what does the Xbox One X
That's what I'm
become?
saying. If they're gonna have Lockhart, whatever it is, as the mid-range one, then the One X is like gonna be the lowest base one, right? Just based on that, those three.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm looking at it in that way, then I can see a situation where what's the current price of a One X right now?
Like retail,
Yeah.
it's
still
still 500.
Yeah. So you see,
but they do deals basically.
yeah, but that's
Still
what I'm
500.
saying. So it's gonna be a bit tricky unless because they're gonna have to drop it all the way to
Yes,
like 200.
exactly. I feel you. Yeah.
200,
To
then the
but the thing is,
Lockhart-
can you make an Xbox One X in 2020 the same price as an Xbox One S?
You can't.
In
No,
2020.
that's what I'm saying. That Lockhart might come later. It might just have just been a rumor, maybe. Like I'm thinking, they might just go with the Series X. Then they have the One X, and then they'll keep the one. Then in a year or two from now, they'll have a Series something to replace, that gap. So I think, based on that, I feel that they're gonna release it at 500. I don't think 6. The value is 6, but I think they're gonna.
They'll eat $100 loss.
Yeah, the value of that, based on the things that are in that thing, it's easily
yeah,
600.
super strong.
So I'm thinking they're gonna go 500, and I think PlayStation they're feeling pressure. Like if this launch, Microsoft has put them under pressure. They've kept their cards close, and they know that what could happen if they slip up on a launch. They've seen it happen with the 3. They saw what happened to the Xbox within their hand. Because I think they even had that DRM stuff as well. And they just saw them go.
They're like, we're not getting involved in that. Yeah.
So I think what they're gonna do is I think PlayStation 5 is gonna go at 400 because they're just gonna try and keep the market because they're gonna try and hit that price.
400 works so well for them, right?
Yeah, because I honestly believe from everything I'm seeing, I think it's factual. That's what I'm saying that the Xbox is gonna be more powerful than the PlayStation. So they're gonna just go, look, we already have a market base. Let's not scare people away. Let's make them feel like this.
500 is a hard pill to swallow.
Especially if you don't like. If I think the biggest mistake Sony will make is match the Xbox for price. Because unless the specs are
The same.
out, but if the specs are better and you're the same price as an Xbox, you're hurting yourself. But if your specs are not as good, you can justify it by having a lower price.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be 500 for the Xbox and 400 for the PlayStation.
Patrick?
No, I think that Xbox will probably bite the bullet with the 500. They're gonna be in the range of 500. I think that PS4 will be slightly PS5. I think that the PS5, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna say $580.
580.
Wow, why?
I think that
$20 less than the PS3 when it came out. They're gonna do it again.
That PS3 was a mess up.
yeah.
PS3 was 600.
I think you know what I think. I think that there's going to be, because obviously that the consoles themselves obviously don't completely fly off the shelf. It's more of a snowball effect when it comes to.
That's not what happened last gen. Last gen, you could not buy a PS4 and Xbox was selling out for the first 6 months. It was even hard to get a PS4.
I
don't see it being
the
500.
The jump was a bit of a sham last year.
But the jump
There
is
was
bigger
hype.
now.
Yeah,
The jump is way. The CPUs, like we're just saying, they've passed because it was Jaguar, then it was Polaris, then it's Navi and Navi 2. They've skipped Polaris and they've skipped Navi 1. They've gone straight to new, you know what I mean? They've skipped 2 gens of CPUs.
That's what I'm saying. But the only problem you have to look at now is that, like I've said, I think gaming has become a bit more unified, and I think that's where, for me, Microsoft have been smart about it, because they're approaching this Series X as in, we're not trying to get you guys to just buy this. We want you to buy it.
They don't even care if you buy a Series
we want
X.
you to get something in our line.
Yeah.
So the problem I'm looking at is because of the pros and whatever, it's going to be hard for someone to say, okay, let me go out again and spend another $5. I just bought a Pro. And it'll be hard to justify to parents to say, they'll say, what's the difference here? Especially that there's no launch game that's like, oh no.
So that's all I was just about to say. Software has to sell it then.
Yeah.
Because specs mean nothing to us, right? At the end of the day, it's what we're seeing and playing, right?
It's what we're playing. I think it might be slightly more expensive. That's what I say.
That's a bold prediction, man.
Yeah.
Alan, you also wanna?
Based on some leaks that have come out, whether they're true or not, if I'm going with that line of thinking, I think undoubtedly the PS5 is going to be cheaper than the Series X. I think also because it's going to be weaker than the Series X. I'm gonna roll the dice and say I'll say the PS5 is $400, and potentially, just based on the naming system, Series X will either have 2 consoles launched in November, or, like as Michael was saying, to try and encourage you to just come to the Microsoft line, they're going to drop the price of the current One X down to $400 to, at the end of the day, justify their new big console being $600. I think it's
I thought you were going to say that, yeah.
Because, again, suggested to the leaks and some statements that have been made, they're saying that they're going to have ray tracing, which, if anybody knows anything about PC gaming, is not only very expensive, but very difficult to run. So if they're going to now have the support of the developers, now actually knowing, like, okay, not everybody's going to buy this, as opposed to maybe someone had this graphics card, maybe some that graphics card, like, people are going to play ray tracing. That'll help to bring the cost down a little bit. At the end of the day, it's still an expensive technology.
It's an expensive piece
It's
of
a very
hardware.
fresh technology for you to render things in real time. Not to render for a movie, but actually play and see the reflection while someone is firing bullets at you. So I would be very surprised if it's $500.
No.
Very, very surprised.
Have you seen the fact that they're putting an SSD on the graphics card for an Xbox Series X to increase the load speed, not just the VRAM, but the speed.
Texture loading speed.
Yeah. So you normally have, like, let's say an example, your graphics card has 8 GB. They're putting an SSD on it. So you've increased it to, let's say in this case, 20 GB. Plus the speed at which it can keep
Loading time is like that.
Yeah, and that's not like, because I remember with the PS5, it has an SSD as a.
They both have SSDs. Yeah.
So now this one has an SSD and then SSD storage on the graphics.
That does not sound cheap.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's gonna.
I can believe Alan's prediction of 600 even.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
So
if they have a multi-tiered approach, it might work, because
it helps
at the end of the day,
you're getting these things which you won't find anywhere else.
and Microsoft aren't gonna. I don't think, even though they're a $billion company, they're not gonna eat losses hard. Those days are
because
over.
the One X, bro, the One X
done.
now you can really look at it and understand how much they did bite for that, because that was a huge jump, and to stay at 500, they
still
knew they
using
had
like a Jaguar core.
No, but still,
But
it's
the
mostly
money,
like
the money
the
piles
GPU,
on,
right?
The money piles on as time goes on.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
Yeah.
you're making losses in the first few,
And
I don't know, months.
and the thing they're doing now, in which, like, the difference is that, like, every Microsoft game is gonna run on every Xbox console.
Yeah.
I think that's really justifying the point, like what Alan's saying, that we can go higher, because we're not just trying to push this one console. We want to push our whole line of consoles. That could work.
All right, Alan, anything you want to say about your graphics card PC nerd nonsense?
I also have something to say about that.
Yeah, you nerds. Yeah, well, come on, who cares?
It's been a very weird.
What's about ray tracing, bro?
On consoles, not on PC, okay?
So when it applies to one side,
You know I'm being facetious, but you PC nerds with your gigaflops and your Windows 95. God.
Windows 95.
Well, I mean,
Talk about your graphics cards. I don't know anything about this, so we'll talk
for
about
me,
it.
the graphics cards this year, I'm gonna make a huge prediction. I'm gonna say that finally ATI, the Radeon cards, are gonna have a bigger jump.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna beat a lot of Nvidia cards, because I think Nvidia cards have slightly stagnated without the ray tracing aspect. You know, if you look at the big jumps in terms of performance, yes, they're there. But I think if they're really serious, ATI could really have a serious card this year.
Intel HD has left the chat.
And also the way the Bitcoin and so on, and the mining has taken a bit of a slowdown. So I think it will really.
it fluctuates.
It fluctuates, but I think in comparison to the last 2-3 years, it's stabilized.
Juice, right? The Bitcoin mining
It's
stuff, right?
really dropped, because I think now there's a bit more of a focus on CPU processing and like clusters, rather than just trying to find a cheaper way and like just
To
run
give
it
you the power
on
that
one
you
card.
need.
Because what people are doing now, they run it over networks. So the same way you have like uTorrent, for example, you're sharing files with each other. Now they're like, look, you just borrow us your CPU every day for like 5% of your power, and you're doing that with 5,000 people. And now you have the same power instead of buying a whole
Superpower.
So that will really stabilize the graphics.
Yeah. And then just like in terms of expectation, you hit on the Radeon side. Basically August this year will mark 2 years since the 20 series. I expect there will be a 30 series because these last few Radeon cards that have come out, the lower end cards, have killed the Nvidia cards. And it's been a while since we've seen that.
Yeah.
So Nvidia's not making money on their 2060 anymore, their 1660 Ti and so on. So I think they're gonna, that's kind of gonna spur them to say, right, here's the next generation, particularly for the much more powerful cards, 3080, 3080 Ti, whatever the case may be with their naming system. And I think this will be the first generation for ray tracing where we can actually see a price to performance thing that makes sense. Because before you'd pay at launch $1,200 for a card, not the PC, just the card, and you're not hitting 1440p 60 frames a second for ray tracing. And that's literally the selling point. So now we're going to have better cards, and because of the competition, better price, which for us gamers just means better results. And also just on the CPU markets, the Radeon has, AMD has killed it. Intel are nowhere to be found.
Oh no, they're not here anymore.
2 years ago we were talking about an Intel card, let's just squash that talk now. Like they need to recover their CPU sales because they have just been blown out of the water. So again, going back to the console thing, that's what makes me also very excited for consoles. I think Michael's been pretty vocal for the Xbox One X on its power. I was so hesitant because I'm like, look, PSP is still the way to go. But because of these trends, both CPU and GPU performance and price, it's what's making me excited for consoles for the first time in a very long time because these things are going to be extremely powerful.
Well, the funny thing is that you want more power, you're going to have to pay more.
That's
but then I also think...
And PS4 isn't just magically going to die and disappear, there's still going to be games coming out. So.
We're going to get cross-gen for like 2 years.
I also look at it as like, I think I also use this logic for building computers as well. If you're going to spend some money on something, let it have some value to it, like some longevity. If I want to buy a new console, if I buy a PS5 and it's at $400, I don't want to buy a PS5 Pro in 2 or 3 years. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
These guys need to understand. I think that's why the tier system also will work well for Microsoft. If let's just say it's $600, if it justifies that, look, for the next 4, 5, 6 years, you are going to really be playing, then it's more of an investment. You know what I mean? But if it's something where it's like, bro, in 2 years we have another system, then I'm off it.
I agree with that. Is there anything else you want to say about your nerdy cards?
Nah, I'm good.
Alright. I'm just joking, by the way. It's just a running gag. I always shit on PC as a joke. Alright, so I thought maybe to kind of finish it off, maybe we can do a couple of predictions each. If that works. You got your predictions in your head already? You want to give them to us? I got 2 and they're very simple. My first prediction, Google Stadia will buy a studio or a game that is going to piss everybody off.
Kojima.
No.
Everyone is connected.
Oh yeah, for real, huh? But I think Google Stadia, because those guys are flopping hard right now, they need some sort of Hail Mary. And even the Hail Mary, I think is not gonna work out, because I don't think Stadia is gonna work out at the end of the day. Remember that story about I sent about the player numbers in Destiny and shit? I mean, it's grim. There's not even 7,000 people playing Destiny. That's insane. You know what I mean? So I think Google are going to throw a bit of their weight around. They're either going to buy off a game for themselves, timed exclusive, or a studio that is beloved and that is quite big and is going to piss everybody off.
I think they should get out the game, to be honest.
They should, but they won't, because Google always do this. When they know they're dead and buried in a certain product or service, they will keep throwing shit at the wall. I remember Google Hangouts. Throw shit against the wall for years. How long was Google Hangouts a thing? They only closed it last year, right? It's been there for 10 years. So I think Google Stadia is about 5 years ahead of it.
But they've got cash to spend.
They've got cash to spend. That's why I'm saying they're going to buy a studio, and people, they're going to buy someone like Techland. You know what I mean? They're gonna buy someone like Techland and it's gonna just fucking infuriate people. They're gonna buy a game for themselves and piss off everyone. And then my second prediction is The Last of Us Metacritic will be a 95.
I mean, user or...
No, critics, not user.
That's kind of expected, man. Games like that always get...
Well, it's my fucking prediction, right? So I think it's a safe one. Actually, it's not.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
If you said user, I'd say okay, you are really pushing.
No, user 95 is impossible because you're gonna get trolls coming in with zeros. Oh, there's lesbians kissing 0. You know what I mean? So like yeah. So it's gonna get a 95. Those are my two. I couldn't think of anything a bit more exciting and stuff.
I can give you one.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a Nintendo Switch Pro.
Oh, but that's heavily
yeah,
rumored though, right?
It's my prediction. It's gonna come out, and it's gonna come out this year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair enough.
Fair
Fair
enough.
enough. Fair enough.
There's gonna be elections in 2021.
Really? You think so?
We were playing that game on the next one. I don't know what's your second.
Bold. Patrick?
Second one.
Oh wait, Alan's okay. He's thinking.
Oh,
Oh
sorry.
yeah.
That wasn't my real prediction.
Oh, I mean,
It's okay.
I know. Patrick?
Mine is going to be. Don't laugh at it. GTA 6 is going to be one of the release titles.
Hey,
Your next one.
Alright, let me try.
Swiftly moved on.
Push him out of the room. That's
it's gonna come out. It's gonna.
I got juice for that one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a bold prediction.
It's gonna be one of the first games out.
2 years after Red Dead. Alright.
with unsure prices of consoles and what?
It's gonna be slapped on the
Will
box.
it be a PS4 and Xbox One game as well? It'll be cross-gen?
It will be cross-gen. Yeah.
I think it'll look horrible.
Bruh. I cannot imagine GTA 6 running on these consoles we have.
Oh yeah, fewer NPCs. I know.
Fewer buildings.
Oh, second prediction. Somehow, some way, Bethesda is still gonna piss us off this year.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good shout.
yeah.
That's a good shout.
That's a damn fact.
Fallout 76. Still probably gonna ship.
You know, they're gonna show something. I feel like they're gonna show something for Elder Scrolls 6. It's just gonna be like just a generic trailer. It's not gonna show any gameplay or whatever. But it'll just be, you know, one of those things where it'll either look a little like it'll give some people some hope. But then at the moment discussions start opening up, it's gonna be now.
Where you can continue playing on your phone.
What about? I know it's slightly off topic. What do you guys think? We see anything from Starfield? Because that's before Elder Scrolls.
That's another rubbish game. Anything from those guys. You see, like for me, guys, 2020, turn on your filters, man. You need to
Anything from Bethesda's
just say,
trash.
look, some people don't deserve your time, alright? So just say, you know what? You made Fallout 76. You made these horrible experiences.
Fallout 4.
So you know what? You need to earn back my time. I'm not gonna bother myself. If I see Mass Effect 4 or Mass Effect 5.
No, 4. Well.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if they even show me like just a logo, I'll say off.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
You need to earn my trust. You guys have been messing around.
A lot of devs are fucked up.
Yeah, so I don't care. You can show me Starfield, you can show me Elder Scrolls, bro. Until you guys, you know, earn back my trust, I'm not interested. There's too many games.
Yeah,
There's too many things to do.
Too many
There's too
delayed
little money.
Yeah.
And I must bother myself over your logos.
What? Yeah, that's all they showed us, right?
Yeah.
For Starfield. You finished.
Yeah.
My predictions this year. So my prediction will be one that they will be PlayStation is gonna rely on a lot of remasters at launch. Apart from was it Godfall?
Godfall, yeah, that's coming out at launch.
So I think they're gonna rely on a lot of
Like remaster, like
remasters
Horizon,
and
God of
so
War.
on. I don't know if they'll go too
Spider-Man.
far back, but they'll look at this
Spider-Man
year.
probably.
What's come out this year?
Yeah,
This
Spider-Man.
year is purely just Spider-Man is 2018 though. That's 2 years.
Yeah.
This year is just Ghosts and
But
Last
they're
of Us.
definitely remastering Spider-Man.
Ghost, Last of Us, and
they
FF.
kept referencing it when they were
Yeah, especially
yeah,
with
yeah.
PS5 and stuff. I can see.
So
that.
I think,
That's not a bad prediction, to be honest.
and then on top of that, I also believe, not what I want to happen, because what I want to happen is not gonna happen.
That's
Yeah.
I
Well,
really want
it really works
to
like
get-
that in the game world.
get the Marvel license from people and stuff. But let's see, another prediction I'm going to make. That the Xbox they're gonna totally connect it to PC. There've been rumors about Steam running on an Xbox. Like you can run Steam and Origins and all these things on your Xbox. It has Windows mode apparently. So I think that might be true. I think they're really trying to put.
So like there'll be a Steam app or something.
So you know how Steam works on your laptop?
Yeah. So I'm saying you
yeah.
open your Steam library on your Xbox is what you mean.
And they're making it cross. So
The question with that would be, who gets all the money when you buy a game off Steam then? Microsoft, you're saying don't care that you're playing games that you have bought not.
they're really trying to connect PC and the console.
Yeah, they're doing that, but they're always seeing money, how they make that connection. I don't see how they make money through a Steam app that has... Because they...
No, they could actually. Because think of it like this, right? They can get commissions off a purchase, right? To say if something was bought
but Steam won't do that.
Well, they could.
No.
Steam
are not sacrificing their 30%.
Listen, what I mean is, if they say, look, we want people to play these on our consoles, right? And the only way you can run Steam will be on the Series X. Yeah?
Oh, you mean it would only be Series X?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. It's not everything. It's just Series X.
Okay.
And then they'll say every time a game was purchased on the Series X through Steam, there can be some sort of agreement they have with these guys. Even if they don't do that,
business-wise, what you're suggesting is very messy, but I understand your thinking behind it.
So whatever the reason will be, I think they're really gonna connect they are connecting the PC and the console, and I think they're gonna have even more big games on Game Pass. I mean, the things they've already told us. I'm just
pretty much using it as a jump-off point.
Yeah, I just think they're gonna have a huge year. I think Microsoft is about to have a super year. I'm not downplaying Sony's because I mean they're being very cryptic, but I'm starting to feel like Sony is kind of like
they're quiet right now.
They're quiet to a point where I'm like, bro, this is kind of.
Have you seen on Era? People are losing their minds waiting for PS5.
Bro, I expected you guys to be kind of upset, man. A logo.
Oh, I didn't care about like
for me,
but we already knew the logo was that pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. So they had.
But the funny thing is, that's the most liked video game thing of all time.
No, but dude,
which is ironic, right?
I'm looking at it from the sense of like.
No, but what I'm saying, do you understand what I'm saying? It's a logo, but it's the most liked video game thing ever.
But why?
Because people are excited for PS5.
But think about it.
Do you think that they delayed?
Huh?
Do you think it'll be delayed?
No, I don't think it'll be delayed. I just think, like, for me, I keep the same energy. Like, remember I said, developers have to earn my trust to some extent, yeah? So I'm also, that's why I used to be on PlayStation and I'm now playing Xbox or whatever, because I don't want to be loyal to a logo. I am loyal to the gaming thing. And I just feel, as a Sony player, someone's always owned PlayStation or whatever, I'm like, guys, you said there'll be an announcement. I don't like this idea of anticipation and then it's like, bro, a logo. If anyone did that, bro, that could be iPhone. Like a logo. At least if it was different.
The thing,
and then I'm like,
that's the first time they haven't changed it.
I'm like, bro, that's the PS3.
PS2, PS2 to PS3, your Spider-Man.
Yeah, but then PS3 to PS4, the PS3 to PS4 stayed the same because 2 years into PS they changed the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah.
Then they went to that. I'm not sure what the font is.
Yeah, and then now 4 and 5 are the same. Yeah. So I'm just thinking like you could have just done that. Like I don't like this in general. Like guys, if you've got something like to tell us, if there's hype, whatever, then like let's not have hype for hype's sake, because you end up in these situations where people are like, yeah, people liked it. I can't understand the logic behind that. But
I mean, neither do I.
But I'm like,
I don't get it either.
I'm like, come on, you guys wrote this blueprint. We've always followed. You guys set the precedent on how you do these things. A console's about to launch, we get the magazines, we had the build up, you see something at E3, they'll show you the model. I don't want to do the same thing now, but I'm saying we now can't turn to 2020 when we're now old enough to buy these things and all we're getting.
I think the thing is, the thing we need to keep in mind is it is January 25th. So there is still, because even if you remember with Nintendo Switch, it was tight between announcement and launch. It was October to March, right? They first revealed the Switch in October 1st, and then it came out in March. So the turnaround time was quite quick. So we're only in January, so it's still, I get what you're saying, but there's still a bit of time before we need to go,
Yeah, no, I'm not frustrated with it, as in per se the place, but all I'm saying is I don't like things like that, like gimmicks like that, like showing me a whole logo. Like, if they just did it at the show, it'd be fine. Yeah. But they said they had an announcement. Like, they're telling you there's going to be a big announcement about the PlayStation 5. Yeah. And then you say there's a logo. It's better, like, if you look at, again, I'm not trying to compare. News. Yeah, I'm not trying to compare, but if you see Xbox didn't say anything before the
Game Awards.
And then you see
that was a decent review.
Yeah, we saw what it was. Okay, cool. Now we'll wait. But here, like an announcement, and here's the logo. Bro, even if you showed me the controller, the logo.
Yeah, because it was Jim Ryan. He came up. He talked about SSD, about the ray tracing, and then he's like, "And here's the logo." It was PS5, and then it went on to get 5.3
And people like
likes.
people like that worry me, because people like that for me are like, you will just like that's like being a fanboy. Like, you don't care if someone just shacks your hand and makes
It's not a real meal. You're just like,
You're like,
yeah.
you know what? Where your likes could have gone. You know the things that are on YouTube for you to take your likes. You go take it for something you already know.
But again, the funny thing is, I agree with everything you're saying. It's just bizarre. It's still, I feel
That's
the only thing
wrong.
that they have to do is deliver on the hype when they have that PS5 announcement event, like the proper. Okay, these are the games. This is maybe how it looks.
Yeah.
But that's when they have to come in like, oh guys, we got the Demon Souls.
Yeah, exactly.
We got
I
the
think
even if Horizon 2 isn't a launch game, you still need to maybe have a tease and say, oh, Horizon 2021. So that's the thing. It works for them, but it only works if they deliver with the software when it comes.
I
to
honestly think it's at a point for me where even if they have a weak launch, or like in terms of the games they're announcing, there's so many people that have it's now the inverse of how Xbox 360 was. Xbox 360 time, they were fanboys like this that were just, no matter what it is, Xbox. I'm like, you guys, there's FF, there's all that. No, Xbox. And this is what's happened. It's like all those people shifted, left Xbox and went to PlayStation. Because now I'm like, guys, do we not just love games in general to the point that these new consoles coming out, let's be hyped about stuff that's going to affect us.
And the service as well.
I really believe, and now this should be my prediction, I believe that even if there's a weak launch, even if there's limited like information, certain things, people will just go mad for the sake of the logo. I'm loyal to this brand, so I'm gonna make the best out of this.
But that's the thing.
Situation.
The problem is if PS4 comes out with like Last of Us and it's a 95, and then Ghost of Tsushima comes out, it's a great game. Like, people are getting good games from Sony themselves. That's the thing. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
I'm
like,
not saying.
You know, so people are.
Think they can
that's
do
the problem.
at this point.
No, yeah, I get what
That's
you
what
mean.
I'm
They
trying to
have a lot of brand loyalty, but that's the thing. Like, they mostly put out good games, okay games. So people are like pretty happy with the games that they get. That's the problem, you know. Last of Us 2. How are you able to fight not being excited for that if it's a good game? You know what I mean?
Nah, it will be.
You know.
Yeah.
I just want people
knows?
to just
Might
be a
be-
bit
might
more
be shit.
balanced, man. Like the hype needs to be just
Neil
different.
Druckmann? Doubt it.
No, Druckmann got it under control. Huh?
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. I think that's it, guys. It's been a long
Oh, Final
prediction.
Fantasy 8 remake.
Oh, okay, great.
Final Fantasy?
8 remake.
Spawn in Mortal Kombat.
Now you're just messing around. You're saying things you already know.
No, I'm saying I'm happy for them.
No more
I like
predictions. I'm cutting us off. I'm turning off the tab.
Gran Turismo, since we're throwing it in there. With a car wash. And nice music.
Alright guys, why don't you, I think we finished there, right? We're good. We have
iTunes, guys, please.
Oh yeah, this
yeah.
podcast will be available on iTunes, so you can take a look there. Let us know what you guys think is gonna happen this year. Any predictions you have, any expectations you have. Excited for Xbox, excited for these PC nerd cards, excited for PS5, excited for Switch Pro. There's a ton of stuff happening in 2020. It's gonna be a long year, as well as games. Games, obviously, most important thing. Let us know what games you're most excited about.
Excited for more Stadia games? Yeah.
Most Stadia, yeah, man, gotta get in. Love me some Stadia.
Yeah.
4K 60 FPS with an asterisk next to it. So yeah, please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Give it a dislike if you didn't. I'm Ole_Gunner on Twitter. Give me a follow. IncntrolGaming Zambia ZM on Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should just slap it on the screen now.
PK. Yeah, PK on Twitter.
Pato_Kafu.
Michael.
PS5 Baby Official.
Alan doesn't have Twitter, but he does have Tinder. So in the description below,
right.
Look in the description.
Watching this. Not just red lights.
Don't forget to swipe.
Yeah. So thanks so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you then. Cheers.